Hey everyone, Dennis K here. It is part 2 of the what are you willing to give up in order to go for the new chapter of your life, the better chapter, the chapter that is filled with a lot more excitement and adventure and options and freedom. And here's the thing I want to tell you in this video, guys, is that when you make the decision to move to Belize, or invest in Belize, when you actually flip that switch and say, okay, you know what? I've been thinking about this, and now I've made the decision. That decision is absolutely going to be life-changing in so many different areas. And here is why. Belize is just a key to turning on or opening up, I could say, this life that perhaps you never envisioned yourself living. And you don't have to make Belize the end all and be all, but Belize can be the tool that opens up the world to you in a way that you've never experienced it before. And here's what I mean by that. You know, if you're in the United States or Canada or in Europe right now, like many of my clients are, most likely you own your home or you're renting your home, and you have the 2 cars in the driveway, and you have the 9 to 5 and the commute, and you know your certain group of friends, and there's a comfort level that comes with your life right now. Everything is pretty much set up to bring you the maximum comfort and safety and security as least as you can control it. Now, once you are willing to give up some of that safety and security, quit the job, become an entrepreneur, do something online. Once you're able to sell the house and get rid of the baggage and the accumulation of stuff that you've had in that house for years, the stuff that isn't serving you anymore, and you learn to move to Belize and simplify and get by with less and be happier for it. Once you do that and you realize, wow, this is amazing, then you can take it a step further and say, okay, I've done this. What else do I want to do in life? Right now, I know for some of you, you're saying, you know what, Dennis, but you know, retiring in Belize is my dream. All I want you to do is help me how to figure out how can I make the move to Belize. I want a vacation home there. I want a retirement home. That is my end all and be all. And that's fine, you know, and if that works out for you, great. I'm happy to help you to do that. But I'm also equally excited for those of you who are saying, you know what, I think I want to do this thing in Belize, but I'm not quite sure. Well, you know what, we're going to help you to do it anyway. Because let's say you go to Belize for 3 or 5 or 10 years, and you take the time needed to explore that vast, wonderful, and diverse country, and you discover the areas around it. You spend time in Guatemala, Honduras, and maybe up in Mexico. And you say to yourself, okay, you know what? I've done this. What's next? Well, the what's next, it can come about so easily. That transition is now going to be extremely easy, whether it be a different country, a different area. Why? Because you've already done it once. You've already put in 90% of the work. You know how to live internationally. You know how to move abroad, right? So you've done that. You've quit the job. You've become an entrepreneur. You've seen how to live in a different area, make new friends, have new experiences, and still keep in contact with family and loved ones back home. You know, I have friends who moved to Belize and spent many years there. Some of them went off to live in Mexico full-time, Nicaragua. Others actually moved to China. Some are in the process of moving to Europe. And it's not a big deal to them. When you talk to them on the phone, you're like, hey, how's it going? Oh, good. You know, we decided to move to Spain for a while. Like, oh, wow, really cool, you know? Now, if you talk to somebody in the United States or Canada who's never done that before, you know, that moves a big deal, right? It's like, wow, you tell me how are you going to accomplish this, right? Moving from United States to Spain. But once you talk to somebody who's already been living internationally, making another move becomes really easy for them and exciting for them. You know, Steph and I lived in Belize. We lived different places all over the world. You know, 5 years in Paris. Right now we are finding ourselves right on the France and German border in a beautiful city called Strasbourg. So we're spending a lot of time here right now. This is what we consider home for now as we go back and forth to Belize. But, you know, is this the end all be all for us? You know, probably not. You know, we're probably going to stay here for a while. Will we move on? Probably. You know, and the exciting thing is we don't know where that move will take us. You know, if you were to ask us 5 years ago, where do you see yourself in 5 years? We didn't have any idea, or 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you know. Will I want to move to Poland? You know, both of my great grandparents were from Poland. Would I want to go and spend some time in the cities where they were born and do some research and kind of connect with my family tree there? Or maybe I want to go to Wales and spend a year or two in Wales, where my grandmother was from, little village called Mountain Ash, and you know, see how she would have lived, or where she would have lived, and see the things she would have saw. You know, or maybe it's Asia. You know, we've traveled to Asia, spent time in Tokyo and China, but haven't really spent much time or even visited places like Vietnam and Thailand. And I have friends who have homes there. A client of mine who invested in property in Belize, he has a place in Bali, and they spend a good portion of the year there. So you know what? Why not go spend a year or two in Bali? You know, and for those of you who have never done something like that, that can seem like a big challenge. Like, well, how do I just pick up and move to Bali for a year? You know, and it can be, because at first there's a lot of things to figure out. But then once you've done it once, and so that's why I recommend Belize, because Belize is that easy first step to living abroad. Why is it so easy? Number one, English speaking. You know, you're choosing a country that the second you land, you can communicate with everyone. You can open up the bank account in English. You can talk to your attorneys, your closing company in English. You can go to the doctor speaking English. Anything you need done. You need to go to the electric company and get the electric put in your name. Easy. You walk in, everyone speaks English. You know, try to do that in France. Try to do that in Thailand. Try to do that in other countries. You know, not so easy. So Belize is like moving abroad, learning to ride a bike, but the bike has training wheels. So it's a very easy first step. But that experience is going to be so valuable for you, because it's going to show you that, look, living a life as an expat in different places around the world, traveling the world, becoming a digital nomad, you know, those are things that some people dream of, but they think that it's out of their reach for them. Once they do it in Belize, then to me that's where it gets exciting, because you can either put down roots in Belize, say, you know what, this is my permanent home now to the day I die. I'm living here. This is great. I found my dream. Fantastic. There's so many people doing that. But if you're not quite sure that option is for you, and that you think there might be something more to come, then use Belize as a way to get you to that more to come. You know, and that could be the finances that you need to travel and live your dream life. So get involved in investing with me. You know, I've done very well for myself, very well for other clients. It takes some time to get this going, right? This is not a get rich quick overnight scheme. You know, you're not gonna be rolling in the cash after one deal or two, but you might make good on it, you know, and then you might roll that money into something else like we've done over the years. And pretty soon, all of a sudden, you have some good residual coming in, some mailbox money that we call it. You know, you go to the mailbox, there's a check every month. That kind of feels good. Today, it's more like direct debit money, cash flow. So anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if something I said today resonates with you, if you don't like it, that's fine too. You're probably not watching these videos if you're not of that mindset. But, you know, hit me up on the link below. Steph and I appreciate your continued support of buying us a couple cups of coffee. We so enjoy that. And hit us up on one of these Zoom calls. You know, ask questions. Say, Dennis, how did you do it? What were you afraid of? Did you make any bad decisions? I'll tell you everything. I have nothing to hide on this, right? And I'm still figuring all this out, guys, just so you know. That's why I'm a big reader. Like right now I'm in this park, and this park is, it takes me about an hour to walk to this park and walk back home. I do 2 of these trips a day. And when I'm not creating these little videos for you guys, I got audiobooks going on. In fact, right now I got 2 audiobooks queued up on Audible. Plus I'm listening to some podcasts. Why? Because I don't feel that I've gotten it all figured out yet. You know, when it comes to my spirituality, relationships, with my health and fitness, with my finances, I'm always looking for that next little bit of a suggestion or a tweak or an optimization. It's like, wow, you know what? That one little button just moved 5 degrees or to the next notch over. that was a true improvement on my life. Like my finances just improved, 15% because I learned something that I didn't know yesterday. Or my health, I have, a 20% more energy now in the afternoons because I added this one supplement that I would never have known about if it hadn't hired this personal trainer that I'm working with right now. So what I'm saying is, I myself don't feel like I figured all this out. There are mistakes I've made, continue to make probably, but I'm learning, I'm talking to people, I'm networking, I'm jumping on Zoom calls. Right now I have 2 international coaching clients that I coach. They're both looking at doing some developments, one in real estate, one in the business project. One of these clients lives in Italy, the other one lives in Germany and Sweden. And I'm doing these coaching calls with them. Why? Because as I'm coaching them, I'm learning myself, right? I'm networking. Like, wow, I never thought about doing something that way. Or I'm seeing how others are overcoming challenges as well. So when we do this together regarding Belize, I'm going to give you examples of things that I did right and wrong, of friends of mine who did things right and wrong, of clients of mine who done things right and wrong. And then with all that information, you're going to be able to make a good decision for you and your family and loved ones and see whether or not Belize should be in your future, and if so, how, and how to avoid making some of the mistakes that we've made, right? So that's my little spiel for today, guys. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. Love the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. And if you want to know more, hit me up at the link below. Let's jump on a Zoom call and we can see how we can get you living the dream down in Belize real soon.